All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Rep Your Story podcast. Today we got Deon Brown
Yo,
on Instagram, That Man Deon, content creator in the DMV. So check him out. Same start to every episode. What is your story?
so pretty much like I used to hoop back in high school, and pretty much I used to work out like 2 days, sometimes 3 days if possible, work two jobs. So I played basketball, and then like 2, 3 years ago I tore my ACL. Then I tore my meniscus as well. It wasn't a big tear, but it was enough like a tear to the point where though I had to like kind of like think about second options pretty much. So I kind of like wanted to stay close to the game. And what other way than that than like pick up a camera or like start training? I mean, me personally, I'm not a big vocal person, so training was kind of like out the option. So I just kind of like picked up a camera and just started from there. Like I got my first like job working with my trainer who used to train me to like go to college and stuff. And then he's like, "Yeah, you can come through, you can come shoot anytime you want, doesn't matter, just don't matter. It helped my business out as well. It helped you get your experience up." So from there, I just picked up. He had a couple pro players coming there, and I could just like casually, like kind of like start to pick up different stuff. And then that's what I kind of like caught on to the scene as far as like the DMV, like photography, videography, and I kind of like I don't know. I'm not even sure how I even met Free Alexander. I'm not even sure I met him, and that's when he was kind of like running like the whole WCSC thing, like the Matha. Then I started to meet other different type of creators like Janelle Murphy Designs. You got Matt. Matt is like a big photographer. He pretty much shoot like black and white stills and stuff like that. But
Yep.
from there, it's kind of like I just like leashed on in them, started learning more stuff about how they do stuff, especially like Ryan. He's like a big brother to me, so it's kind of like I pick on some of the stuff. I ask him more advice and all the stuff that he's been through and all that type of stuff. And then after that, I just started making a name for myself and just kind of like follow the creative ideas I kind of like brought to myself and just went on from there. So, yeah.
What do you say was your in terms of like transitioning from basketball to like behind the camera, like on the court to the off court? What was your like main focus in like creating new kind of connections? Because before all this, I imagine all your connections were like basketball restricted, but now you're moving into like media and kind of stuff. So like how did you transition in forming like connections and networking?
I mean, it was I wouldn't say kind of easy, but at the same time, it's kind of hard. So like you already knew like majority of some of the basketball players like around that area or like a couple little pro players. And kind of like you kind of like picked off of that. And like once people see your content and see your work, they post on their page and they be like, "Oh, who shot this?" And like they'll lead you on to somebody else, and it kind of goes on and goes.
Right. Yeah.
And once people start to notice who you are, and like a lot of people start to work with you, and then I kind of like branched on to like I said, Ryan, when he told me to come out to like WCAC and all that type of stuff, and then I picked off at the Matha and all these other top little schools. Like once you start to post content, kids see it and they just be like, "Oh, can I get that?" They post it, they tag you in it. Next thing you know, like all these other players start to contact you, want to know who you are and what you do, and then that from there, you just kind of like want to make a name for yourself and just continue to like the trend to continue to like post good content. I mean, everything starts with good content. Doesn't matter what it is.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it for sure.
What was that? I really want to know what that first moment was like when you picked up the camera and you went to your trainer. Like that first video that you made, were you like freaking out? Were you like, I don't know what I'm
It
doing?
was
What was that?
awkward. I ain't gonna lie. It was awkward because the camera I first had was not a pro camera. They say nowadays it was kind of like a regular camera. It was kind of like it was a Nikon D3400, which is like a basic camera, and I really didn't know how to use it like per se. But I just know the record button. Hit the red button, record, shoot, and go from it from there. And then I didn't know like nothing about like editing software, so I kind of like. Yeah, Final Cut Pro, then you got Adobe Premiere Pro, and you got all these other stuff, iMovie and all this type of stuff. And when I got onto like Final Cut Pro, like all these buttons and stuff you can add to it, it was just kind of like basic to be honest with you. It was just a regular video with cuts.
Mhm.
No special, nothing special, no smooth transitions, no slow-mos. It was a basic regular video that you could just watch anywhere pretty much. And like the settings gotta caught me as far as like the 1080p and then 120 frames per second, 60 frames per second, and all that type of stuff. When people started to preach that to me, like, bro, I don't know what are you talking about. Like, you got to set this camera up for me by yourself, or you got to like step by step walk me through it. Because the only thing I knew back then was just the record button and then just to take regular pictures. So
How long did it take you from getting to that point to now to the point where it was like, all right, I got this. Like I belong in this industry.
So me personally, when I first realized I kind of like I wanted to take this more serious is when like people starting to hit me up more and like contact me more and want to do stuff with me more. And that's when I like kind of figured. I thought it was just like a regular hobby at that time because I was just trying to find my way other than basketball. So I kind of like wanted to pretty much like make sure this is what I wanted to do. So when people started hitting me up more, that's when I started more taking it serious and I started looking up. Like anybody out there, YouTube is your best friend. I swear to God, I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
They will tell you anything on YouTube, settings wise, picture wise, ISO wise, frame rate, all that type of stuff. So if anyone want to pick up any type of thing, just go to YouTube first and just learn from there. Like I watched a couple guys on Instagram, Cool Mac Cam, it's a couple Ballers Life, Overtime Tay. I watched all their stuff. So it's kind of like you kind of like piggyback off of some of the stuff they do and kind of learn from there and then take it to YouTube because sometimes on YouTube they'll break it down more like efficiently versus like you watching on YouTube trying to like picture it in your head, trying to figure out how they do it. So on YouTube, you can actually step by step, they show you what to do. And then after
Yep.
that, you just kind of like pick on certain stuff that you want to take from other people and kind of like make it your own way and then slowly transition and make your own style.
How important and intricate do you think it was for you personally having a basketball background
I mean,
and moving into like filming basketball?
sometimes like when you already have a background in basketball, so you kind of already know the game. You already know what certain players do. You already know the ins and outs of like basketball, about like specific crossovers, all that type of stuff. So you already know what people want to see type stuff. So if I know a person likes to do a special thing and I already know what he's about to do, it's kind of like you already know it's coming. So you already know what to put in your video and you already know what to shoot.
Yeah. What do you think, like you were saying before, you take from other people and then you apply it to your own style. What is your style? Like what's one thing that you do that kind of differentiates yourself?
My editing process is kind of crazy. Like I have an iMac, so I sit here for at least like 2 to 3 hours, kind of like process everything as far as like what I just previously recorded. Like now, like I said, I'm gonna go shoot a kill car, and I pretty much like once I finish shooting, I probably come home, chop up the footage, look at it, see what's going on, and then you kind of like sometimes I'm not gonna lie, you get at a standstill to the point where as though your creative flow kind of like stops for a second, so you don't know what to do. So I like to just chill on Instagram, go to YouTube, like go to different editors, see what their style is like, see what they like to do, and all that type of stuff. And you kind of like pick off certain situations because I know Overtime Tay, he was real big on like a couple editing softwares. I know Ryan Free Alexander, he liked to tell a story in majority of his videos. And I kind of like want to do the same thing, but I want to incorporate some edits and stuff like that. So I know Overtime Tay is pretty decent as far as like making tough edits. And then you have Ryan who likes to tell stories. And I try to like combine both of those into one to kind of like make my own type of thing. And there's a couple other editors and videographers that I could name as well to kind of like help me be who I am today and continue to prosper and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I love asking content creators this question. What is the most rewarding thing for you doing all this work? Is it like growing yourself, or is it like putting out young kids and showcasing them and all that?
Me personally is both. I like providing for myself, making a life for myself, making a life for my family, my daughter and stuff like that, because I feel like this is a way I can like provide for all that. On top of that, you have kids who don't obviously like get looked at in so many different ways. And I feel like me as a creator, and I can put out these type of contents and pictures and whatever I put out for that person, regardless if they're D1, D2, D3, doesn't matter, you're middle school, you give something like so it gives something for people to look at and be like, oh, I never knew he was in like DC or like Virginia or Maryland or whatever he is. Maybe let me check him out. You never know, you might get a look off my video. You might not. I mean, I just like to help people in general. That's the type of person I am, and kind of to continue to flow. Like you make a little documentary about a person that nobody knew, like down the street from me, but he's real nice in basketball, but he doesn't get no looks because nobody know who he is. He go to a PG County public school. Nobody really looks at public schools. They always look at like the DeMathas,
Yeah.
PBI, St. John's, and all those type of stuff. So it's kind of like I feel like I like telling a story with different type of people to help them get them out there and like showcase what they can do across like basketball. So me personally, I like to like do both if I can possible.
So Ryan was telling us, Ryan, in an earlier video, Ryan was telling us that he made a video for, I think it was his cousin, and that helped him kind of get a few offers and make it to the next level.
Yeah.
Has something similar happened to you where you like make a video of a kid and it's like that genuinely made an impact in their recruiting career?
As of now, I wouldn't say they actually. I mean, I'm not sure because people don't really like tell me like, oh yeah, I may make a mix for somebody and I just give it to them and then they do whatever they want to do with it. They can send it to a coach
Right.
or whatever. But they don't personally tell me like, oh yeah, man, thanks, appreciate you, man. I got looks from da 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 da,
Yeah.
and they help me with da 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 da. It's like once they be like, all right, cool, thanks, bro, I appreciate you. Or if they paid for that video, they'll hit you like, I just sent you the cash app, I sent you this, da da da. I paid you, my dad paid you, whatever. And after that, it's kind of like complete silence unless they need you again. But I haven't personally experienced like nothing as far as like somebody telling me that they appreciate me and all that type of stuff. Matter of fact, no, I did. His name's Kaden. So he tells me all the time. I always do his stuff kind of like for free because I see a young person who's tough and like really really tough, but he's pretty much like low key. He goes to St.
Hmm.
John's, by the way. And he tells me all the time about, bro, I appreciate you. Thank you. You do so much for me. I appreciate you and all that type of stuff. So that's the type of stuff I feed off of. I don't really feed off of like the money and all that type of stuff. Of course I charge whatever content the creator don't charge, but it's kind of like I love the feedback that I get from kids or persons like people that I helped out doing videos for. I love the feedback. That kind of like keeps me motivated, keep me going and stuff like that. I post videos on YouTube, the comments. I love them. I love them. I don't feed off the comments because I really don't care about likes or comments. But it's like once you see somebody comment on your page, like, yo, this is tough, this is fire. I feed off of that type of stuff, and I love continue to do it. That's what makes me who I am. That's why I continue to grind. That's why I continue to go out and make content for people to actually see and provide and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good energy. Two things. First of all, so I'm entering my 4th year coaching at Good Counsel. So when you start listing like big schools in the area, you have to start adding Good Counsel. Like you just said, DeMatha, St. John's, PVI. Like I need you to throw Good Counsel in there.
It's a good school. That was just off
Okay.
the top.
Okay. From now on, that's in
Nah,
that
y'all
list.
are tough. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all are tough.
Thank you very much. Good. I appreciate that. So was there a moment in I love like hearing like the beginning stories of people like entering new worlds like you did, went from basketball into media and capturing all this stuff. Was there a moment for you that you remember early on where there was something, you were in a gym filming a game or something and you captured something really cool and you were like, oh man, like this is like such a great avenue for me, like a big dunk or like a crazy crossover, the first time hitting something really big or like shooting a really important person?
Yeah, I mean, I caught a couple good like plays. We was in EYBL when
Yeah. Hit us with something.
Derek Whitehead dunked on a kid. We was in EYBL. And he like kind of like actually he's actually on my page as we speak. He dunked on the kid, and as he dunked on him, he stared at him the whole entire way down the court, like from the end of the court all the way to the other side of the court. So that was pretty cool. And then you got Rodney. He crossed over a kid. He crossed him over, then he's like slid pretty much like halfway to the side of the court. And there was another kid from Mason. He from Team Durant. He dunked on another kid, and then the whole kind of like the whole gym went crazy, and everybody was on like on his head type stuff. So I love capturing moments where people just get super excited about playing basketball because I love stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's different because you're used to like physically playing and like maybe you were involved in
Yeah.
some of those plays, hopefully on the good ends. But now you're like behind the lens and you're capturing it. It's like it's a whole different feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah, man, I love playing basketball. I love basketball in general. I love it. It's too bad I can't play, but I love it. I love the energy. I love the enthusiasm from these kids. I love everything about it. The waking up, the going to practice, and all that stuff. I love it, man. I love it.
I got a very specific question, but I'm just curious. You know that intro to all of your videos where it says "That Man Deon"?
Yeah.
How did you get that audio? How'd you, like, did you have someone say
It's
that?
funny. It's so funny, yo. Everybody keep asking me who is that person. That's actually my girlfriend who made that video.
Your girlfriend.
Yeah, she made it. Like
Okay.
I told her to say it to see what it sound like, and then we did like so many different type outtakes because females, they're real particular on what they do things. So we did like at least like at least like 15 takes. She was like, I don't like that one. Don't do that one. I was like, well, send me another one. She said, I don't like that one either. Let's try something else. Then she was like, you like this one? I was like, that's fine. What's wrong with this? She was like, nah, I'm gonna do it again. I'm like, we sat here for like at least like an hour. Her sending me voice memos from her phone and stuff. And I kind of like took that, implemented it. Well, damn, Deon shot that, and then we just went.
It's clean. That's a clean.
Yeah, I know. That's why I even keep saying like,
it's like a producer's tag at the beginning of the song.
Yeah, it's
stuff.
I came up with that idea from a friend of mine, and he was like, "Damn, you should try to like figure out like an intro." I don't know who his Nick is. You got Nick in the Cunt when he knocks on the door. You got him, and then you got a couple other players, a couple content creators who have like specific intros and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make something different and make something like that explains me pretty much. And what other way than like have your girlfriend saying your name in a video?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So Deon, you've reached like a pretty good point in your career, at least at this stage, like relatively early on in your stage. We're probably going to have like a lot of younger people, content creators who are watching this and like trying to learn from some of the older guys.
Yeah.
So again, like the cliche question is like, what advice do you have for them? But I'd rather ask more specifically, like, what worked for you to get to this stage that you can share with the younger crowd of content creators that are trying to make a name for themselves?
Stay true to yourself. Don't always pick on like looking on Instagram, see these big content creators and be like, damn, I want the best camera, the best lens. I want the best this, best that. Start off what you have first and then slowly work your way up. Like I said in the beginning, I started with a Nikon D3400 and I had that camera for at least like 2-3 years. And I see all these content creators have these red cameras and all these other like big cameras and stuff like that. Just stay true to yourself, man. All that stuff will come. Trust me, I worked hard for everything that I got. Got my own apartment on my own. I got an iMacs, MacBooks, iPads. I got Sony. Yes,
sir.
So it's kind of like stay true who you are. Like continue to grind, continue to be the person that you are. Don't change for nobody. Continue to do you. Some stuff you might have to do some stuff for free. You're gonna have to in order to get your name out there. People ain't gonna know what you looking like, what type of stuff you do. Because say per se, a person trying like I want to shoot a video, and they want to like, oh, I'm gonna charge you $400. I'm like, how you gonna charge me $400? And I don't know what you can provide for me. Like I don't know. So some stuff you might have to shoot for free. You might have to go outside with your best friend, your cousin, your uncle. Doesn't matter. Go out there, shoot some videos, some pictures. You never know. Or you got a kid down the street who's really good at basketball, but he's outside hooping. Just go create some content for him. Like posting on YouTube, posting on Twitter. YouTube is real big on like day in life type stuff. You can shoot day in the life with your cell phone now. You got an iPhone. You can do that. You can go outside, just shoot. You can download iMovie on your MacBook or your phone. Doesn't matter what it is, and you can grind like that until you get to the point where though some people hit you up and be like, "Yo, I like your content. You think we could work sometime?" And then that's when you slowly start to raise your prices. To be honest with you, when I first started charging, I charged people like $20 and go from there.
Yep.
How hard is it to pay $20? You can pay me $20 and I sit in your gym for an hour making a good content for you.
Yeah.
Go from there and just slowly grind and continue to progress in life and continue to do you. And you always, like I said, you'll always get to those moments where you're like, damn, I don't know what else to create. You just got to sit here and think and like go through Instagram, go to YouTube, go to anywhere. You can go on Twitter. It doesn't matter what it is. You can always find good content. You're like, damn, I want to create something like that. And you just go from there. Like I said, you got a kid down the street who's real good at basketball. You might want to create a day in life. You never know. It might blow up on YouTube, get like 50,000 subscribers, or you get like 100,000 likes, or whatever it is, and you just go from there. The only thing I can say is, man, stay true to yourself. Grind. Don't stop. Don't care what nobody says. Just continue to be you. Doesn't matter if it's a camera or whatever. Basketball, football, soccer.
Right. Yeah.
In general, continue to grind. That's the only thing that's gonna make you who you are, and just continue to do that.
Yeah, that's perfect. We're trying to keep these nice and short, so I think that's a great way to end it right there. That's
that's beautiful. I like how you got really enthusiastic and energetic and saying that too. It's like it's inspirational, you know what I mean? Like that's good.
Man, that's who I am, man.
It's important. It's an important thing, you know.
Nah, that's good. It's perfect.
Gotta stay true to who you are, man.
So I already gave the Instagram a shout out, Dat Man Deon. Where if young content creators want to hit you up asking questions, where should they go? Instagram number one?
That man Deon, DATMANDEON. Follow me on Instagram. If you want some work, hit me in my DM. I have a link in my bio. If you want to schedule some stuff, hit me, man. I'm always.
Can you give us a quick your best impression of your tagline that your girlfriend did?
You want me to say it?
Yeah, I want you to say it in her voice.
In her voice?
Yeah.
Oh dang. Okay. When are y'all posting this? Because you see this. Are y'all posting this?
I'm just messing with you. You don't have to. I'm just messing.
I'll say it, but I'll say it just for her. But hold on, let me get my voice right. Hold on.
Get into it.
Right. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Damn, Deon shot that.
There we go. There we go. That's perfect.
She's gonna love this, man. Y'all
That's perfect.
Y'all make her day, yo.
Good.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
For sure, man.
Thanks, man. We'll see you around, man.